From performing samurai-like rituals to having tattoos all over your body, being a Yakuza member meant to be something different, sinister, and unbelievably rich. With their primary activities involving extortion, blackmail, smuggling, prostitution, drug trafficking, gambling, loan sharking, and much more, they had control of the Japanese mafia world and all the money that came from it. From earning money to spending it, this video will uncover the dark lives of Yakuza members. Without further ado, let's get started. The Yakuza and their beginnings. Now let's begin with the important question. Who are the Yakuza? The Yakuza are the members of transnational organized crime syndicates that began in Japan. From the Japanese police point of view, the Yakuza is referred to as the Boryokudan, meaning violent groups, while the members call themselves Ninkyo Dantai, meaning chivalrous organizations. Though the Yakuza are not the wealthiest group of organized criminals, they come with both political and financial power, with the leaders having jaw-dropping lifestyles. The beginning of the Yakuza is considered to be centuries ago. The group can be traced back to about 1612 when the members of the group began attracting the attention of local officials owing to their bizarre clothing, haircuts, and behavior. It was in the 1700s that the Yakuza started to form organized families, with the group members uniting for mutual protection. This criminal family established their control over booths at fairs and markets, while they began to have a reputation for shoddy merchandise and deceptive salesmanship. They were also a part of the growing gambling tradition in Japan, but that was not all. The Yakuza went on to develop further as they went on to hire members from construction and dock jobs, and they expanded their trade by taking over the rickshaw business. Soon they felt the need to have themselves represented at a political level, and that's when the group members got involved in politics and took sides with selected politicians and officials. The Yakuza adopted smart moves as they cooperated with the Japanese government with the intention of receiving an official sanction or at least some freedom from the government. By the 1900s, American occupation forces operating in post-war Japan witnessed this group as a primary menace to their operations. According to them, the Yakuza was well organized, and they operated with support from certain government officials. Between the years 1958 and 1963, a period of 5 years, the number of group members witnessed a jaw-dropping increase of more than 150% to a total of 184,000. Now that's nothing less than an actual army, as about 5,200 Yakuza gangs that operated throughout Japan started to stake out their territories. Japan witnessed the rise of violent gang wars. The gangs went on to control many businesses, which included sophisticated gambling and loan sharking activities. The Yakuza started to invest heavily in sports and other entertainment as they explored different aspects of their business. That didn't stop them from venturing out into businesses such as drugs, money lending, smuggling, and pornography. The early Yakuza members were a part of Byakuman, the largest discriminated against population in Japan. They were outcasts in society and often did jobs that involved death such as butchery and execution, which according to Buddhist and Shinto traditions are considered to be impure. Soon a section of this group of people began peddling stolen goods and opening gambling houses. Well, the rest is history. The organization. A Yakuza organization is considered a family, or kumi, and consists of a yabun, meaning boss or father figure, who is always a male, and kobun, meaning followers, who are either foster or surrogate children. Female bosses are extremely rare, and the only top females in a Yakuza are either the boss's wife or daughter, who are indeed respected but don't hold any authority or position within the group. As we're talking about a Japanese organization, it comes with a strict hierarchy. The top class is the kumicho, who is the oyabun or boss. Then comes the wakagashira, who's in charge of coordinating the work of shitegashira, the lieutenant or leader of a gang. Then comes the regional gangs, kyodai or the big brothers, and shate or the little brothers. Apart from them, there are other members of the organization who are involved with the administrative aspect of the corporate business. The hierarchy starts out with the saikokomon at the highest position, who's the senior advisor or chief of staff and reports directly to the kumicho. Then comes the chief of headquarters, known as sohonbucho, specialist staff komon, secretaries known as hisho, lawyers called shingen, and accountants known as keiki. According to Nobuyuki Kanazawa, the leader of the Inagawa-ka Yokosuka Ika, being a Yakuza was just like being an actor. He said, you had to play a part, but you would always be on stage. You had to become your role. Stand tall, sit up straight. You walked with your chest forward, your shoulders back, like you were walking against the wind, firmly, head up, looking forward. You had to project strength and appear unbeatable. If you couldn't intimidate other people, you couldn't be a Yakuza. The best way to win a fight is to not fight, and if you came off fierce enough, people would back down. The rituals. One of the most interesting aspects of the Yakuza is their rituals, something that separates them from any outsider. The members of the Yakuza have a ceremony where they have a head-to-toe irizumi. The word irizumi translates to inserting ink under the skin, while another word used for this is horimono, which means carving or engraving. The process is painful and is based on how wood blocks were created, gouging wood to form a piece of art. The artist went straight away from wood to human skin. Here, the traditional instruments include wooden handles, sharpened bamboo tipped with needles, silk threads, and ink. What's interesting about this is that anesthesia is not used, and thus, the person experiences each stab, poke, and tap. Not only is the process painful, but it is also slow, as the entire process is done by hand. Achieving a full-body tattoo is the result of several years and is considered a rite of passage and proof of their manliness and power. Also, every year during the Sanja Matsuri, or the Three Shrine Festival, one of the three biggest Shinto festivals in Tokyo, the members take off their clothes and wear just the fundoshi, or the traditional Japanese undergarments, as they involve themselves in the festivities. Now, if you want to spot a Yakuza member, you can try counting the number of fingers he has. If he comes with a total of less than 10 fingers, then the chances are that the person is most likely a Yakuza member. The Yakuza follows the tradition of yubitsume, which is cutting off a finger when a member fails to perform a duty or makes a mistake. The fact is that they do not cut off the entire finger in one go, as in the beginning. Only the tip of the finger is chopped off and offered to the boss. The reason behind the starting of this tradition is because the loss of a finger was a huge loss to swordsmen. The loss of one finger would impact the grip on the sword, and if violence is your bread and butter, risking it would not be a great idea. This meant that the member would depend more on his allies for his defense, and in order to pay his debt, he would go on to accomplish anything that was assigned to him. Well, fear always wins. Many of the current members of the Yakuza do not follow this tradition, as the police would be able to easily find them. Yet the use of prosthetic fingertips has proved to be beneficial for all those who still follow it. The Yakuza use local dialects, and they often attempt to stress sounds and change words so that they appear tough. Yamaguchi Gumi. Though present times have shown a decline in the Yakuza members, the Yamaguchi Gumihas have always been one of the fundamental blocks of the Yakuza. They belong to the world's wealthiest gangsters and earn billions of dollars each year from extortion, gambling, prostitution, arms trafficking, drug trafficking, real estate and construction kickback schemes. Apart from this, they also continued to showcase their presence in stock market manipulation and internet pornography. The organization is named after its founder, Harukichi Yamaguchi, who established the group in Kobe in 1915 and served as the Kumicho, or godfather, until 1925, after which he was succeeded by his son Noboru Yamaguchi. The origins of this group can be traced to a labor union for dock workers in Kobe before World War II. This remains to be one of the largest criminal organizations in the world, and as per the National Police Agency, it had 3,500 active members at the end of 2023. Kenichi Shinoda Shinobutsukasa is the sixth and current Kumicho of the Yamaguchi Gumi. It was 1962 when he started as a member, as he joined the Hirota Gumi, a Nagoya-based Yamaguchi Gumi affiliate. After the disbanding of the Hirota Gumi, he gave rise to the Kodo Kalongi with Kiyoshi Takayama in 1984 as the successor to the Hirota Gumi. It was under the wings of Shinoda and Takayama that the Kodokai turned out to become a successful branch of the Yamaguchi Gumi, eventually establishing branches in 18 prefectures, which includes an expansion into the Kanto region, which traditionally does not belong in the Yamaguchi territory. Shinoda went on to take control of the 40,000-member gang on July 29, 2005, after the retirement of Yoshinori Watanabe. Currently, it is expected that under Shinoda, the Yamaguchi Gumi will continue its expansion into Tokyo and eastern Japan. As per both the Yakuza and police, this is a movement that would definitely create a conflict between the Yamaguchi Gumi and the Kanto Hatsukakai, which is a federation of Tokyo-based Yakuza groups that comprises the Inagawa-kai and the Sumiyoshi-kai. When it comes to how they spend their money, we've seen leaders like Satoru Nura's multi-million-dollar mansion, which appears like a mansion. We've also seen gang members travel in ultra-luxury cars, which include the Nissan Sima, Toyota Crown, Rolls-Royce limos, Bentley Flying Spurs, Toyota Velfire, Toyota Allard, and many more. But since they keep a discreet personal life, it's hard to keep track. Most of the money is speculated to be invested for further expansion and for maintaining the large empire. It is pretty evident why the Yakuza has thrived in Japan. As per Jake Adelstein, this is the reason. What is very unique about Japan, and one of the reasons the mafia here has been generally better behaved, is that they have a public presence. They have a public face. They have offices. They had the fan magazines. People know who they are. And they're claiming to be humanitarian groups. They're not claiming we're criminal syndicates creating profits by illicit business. They claim, we help the weak, we fight the strong. In times of trouble, we are there to provide relief and supplies at great personal risk to ourselves. He added, I think in 2005, they were much more efficient than the Japanese government, getting hot water, hot food, hot blankets, diapers, essentials to the people that needed them. And in many disasters until recently, they have been very good about that. And one of the reasons the Yakuza are so much better about helping out at disasters is they have a huge amount of wealth to tap into without any red tape. So what do you think about the lives of the Yakuza and how they earn money and spend it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that we can entertain you with more such exciting videos.